Yeah, so we're just going to do a quick interview with the New Me Journey sponsored athlete and All Max athlete, Ashley Blair.
Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Hello.
So yeah, basically she's just going to kind of tell you her story about St. Louis Pro last year and why you guys should compete in it this year, and then give you an update on what she's got going on. So lead the way.
All right. Well, this year is going to be a great year. And, as far as last year went, last year was an amazing year for me. I did the St. Louis Pro and competed and won the overall bikini, as you guys know. And that was a dream come true. I always wanted to do the Midwest Championships. I competed my first year about 3 years ago. And that was the show that I did. And I got second place, which I don't know how I got second place. I look back at the pictures now and I'm like, oh geez. I used to pose like that, but from experience and just practicing and stuff, I brought a lot to the stage that day, and it was very humbling, very overwhelming too, because I'm like, whoa, I just won the overall bikini. And all the girls there, the athletes, the girls were like super supportive, and that's what I love about this sport is that, when you're competing against other women, or even like in boxing or basketball or whatever sport that you're competing in, the athletes at these shows are just so supportive, and they're like, congratulations. And usually, you're like, well, I'm gonna kick your ass, But at these shows, they're super supportive. And I had one girl come up to me and tell me, I'm glad I lost to you. You're freaking awesome. And I'm like, really? That's awesome. That's so cool. So, the Midwest Championships, I love doing that show. I've been going to it the past 3 years, and I competed in it twice. And it's just an all-around amazing show. There's so many competitors, so many people that come down for that show. It's one of the biggest shows in the Midwest, so it was definitely an honor for me to experience that. I had New Me Journey. I had All Max there. I had my team, my coach, my boyfriend, my friends, family. They all came down for that show, and it was really cool because I had a lot of pressure on that show because I'm like, crap, I cannot not win, you know what I mean? So, I have all these supporters, all these fans and friends, they're gonna come down and watch me, so I had to bring it my all and, fight through the tough times and the cardio and the diet. And it was rough, but, I made it, so, yeah.
So this year for the St. Louis Pro, I think it's their 10th anniversary.
Right.
It's actually a 2-day show, and the first day is going to be Friday, and it's going to be all pros, and then Saturday they're going to do the NPC version, and then at the night show on Saturday you'll have your awards for pros and amateurs. So it's going to be a huge show this year. 10th anniversary.
Yeah.
It is. It's the biggest show in the Midwest, guys. So
you guys have to come down and just experience it. And along with like newer competitors that never competed, I would think it would be one of the most amazing like experiences, because you have your pros that come from all over the world. Usually Phil Heath is there. A lot of other big name bodybuilders. There's a lot of sponsors that come. And they open up booths and stuff. So, for me, for my first time as a new competitor when I competed 3 years ago, it gave me so much more motivation because it was such a big show, and there's so many athletes and competitors that are so inspiring. You're like, I want to be like that guy or that girl, So you guys definitely have to check it out and get the experience for sure.
So if you had to give a piece of advice to somebody that's competing for the first time at this show, what would you say to those guys?
It's keep pushing through. I know that every prep is different, and if it's your first prep, you're typically excited about your body changing, and sometimes you want to fall off track and you're like, oh, I don't need to do cardio today. But every second, every minute of your prep counts. And definitely ladies that are first-time competitors, get with a posing coach. It is so important that you learn your angles and learn what is good for you, because you can look absolutely amazing on stage and have the best physique, but if your posing is not up to par with the judges, or if you're moving around way too much, they want to say less is more. You don't want to be super noticeable on stage, but you want the wow factor that's, and I think that's what happened with 2017. That's why I won, because I was so calm in that show, and everything just kind of fell together for me, and I was really happy. I was in a really good mood. I wasn't stressed out, and I just was really relaxed during my posing, and I hit my points, and I moved forward. And I wasn't real fidgety. I didn't do a lot of arm movements. I didn't have, they say no jiggle. So, you have to keep your body tight. You have to keep your posing up to par to where you're going to bring that wow factor to the judges, for sure.
Yeah. As far as somebody that's coming in that is already nationally qualified, this is a great show because the competition at this show is legit. This show always produces pros. So if you are getting ready for a national show, this is a great way to come get warmed up for junior USAs, junior nationals,
absolutely,
whatever. So whenever you were picking out your bikini and stuff, like what were your thoughts and stuff going that route?
I wanted something that was going to create that wow factor, and something elegant, something that is custom fit. And Angel's Bikini, I couldn't thank you guys enough for my suit last year. Was absolutely gorgeous. It was the Angel Gradient Pro with the emerald, and everyone loved that. The judges loved it, obviously. Excuse me. And the other girls that I competed with they were asking me where did I get my suit. So definitely suit. You have to make sure that it fits you, it's custom to you. Pick out the right colors. Blue obviously worked great for me last year, but I think I'm gonna change it up this year for 2018. So
you actually have your suit from last year, right?
I do, yes. And it is so, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I probably will never give this one away, or this is like my this is like my trophy. I've shared so many memories in this suit, and I had a great year last year. It's kind of one of my trophy suits for sure. And you can see the sparkle, the glam. I mean, it's just bedazzled with all kinds of crystals. It's so pretty. And then I have the infinity connectors. So yeah.
So if you guys are looking for a suit, I highly recommend Angel Competition Bikinis. Just hit them up. They can help you pick out colors, connectors, whatever you need. They make different cuts of bikini suits, so they can definitely get you all lined up with what you want. Great company. Couple local guys here in Kansas City, or girls rather, and they're just killing it. So
they have the posing suits available too. They come up with all these cool ideas of donuts, and now I think it's sushi, which is pretty funny. So yeah, you guys need to definitely check it out. They have a lot of good posing suits. They have crop tops, they have robes, competition robes, because I know whenever you're competing as well, make sure that you're not wearing, I usually wear the silk robe because it doesn't stick to your tan, and they make those too custom. So
yeah. Well, let's talk about tan for a minute then. Like, what are your thoughts about using like the tanning people that are there versus like going outside and getting a tan? Or
oh, absolutely. You guys want to be very careful about how you choose your tan. I would definitely recommend whoever is promoting the tan to use that one, because if you accidentally get water or something happens to your tan, you go directly to them. They will fix it. They'll get you all cleaned up and make sure that, you know, you look flawless on stage. Typically, Liquid Sunrays, I believe, tanned me last year, and they're amazing too. I love their product, and you know, the staff is super friendly, super nice, and I would definitely recommend the promoter's tan for sure.
Yeah, the at the NPCMidwest.com events, which is all of Jack and Ann Toni's events, they also provide free touch-ups and bikini bite in the back. So that's just a service that they provide to all the athletes. What about hair and makeup?
Hair and makeup, you know, if you, to take off the stress, I would hire someone, definitely for hair and makeup, but I typically use my own. I do my own hair and I do my own makeup, just because I prefer it that way, but it, you know, it's up to you guys. If you want to use the company that's sponsored there, they do a great job. I've done them before, but I just like to have my own makeup.
Yeah, you know what you like best.
Yeah, so
if you're gonna have somebody else do it, I would look at their stuff and make sure you like it.
Right,
for
exactly.
Sure. Usually there is a hair and makeup sponsor for the show, and you know they normally do a great job with all the athletes. So just something to check out. Now, with all that being said, everything matters, right? Like
Right.
your suit matters, your hair and your makeup matter, your posing. Like posing wins shows, right?
Absolutely.
Like she said, the best physique doesn't always win. So it's a package. You got to bring the total package, guys.
Along with that, confidence too. Girls, if you're up there and if you're looking down on the floor and you're not looking where you're going, or if you're not eyes on the judge, if you feel like you're not meant to be up there, the judges will see that too. And, you know, you have to walk up there and, you know, have your self-esteem, have your confidence in yourself that, hey, I got this today and I'm going to show my shit and I'm going to do it. So
So after St. Louis, you went to Junior USA's and was so close to
oh
winning
my
that pro
gosh,
card.
I know.
Yeah.
I was so close, but you know, it is what it is. And you know, after looking back at that show, I'm like, you know, there's some things I could have tweaked and I could have changed. And I regretted not doing another show afterwards because I was super close to getting my pro card. And I think I could have won it if I would have done another one. But, you know, hey, life goes on and it just wasn't my time. So I'm going to definitely do it this year, though. 2018 is going to be my year to turn pro.
So what kind of feedback did you get from the judges last year that you have used moving into this year?
I needed to work on my posing a little bit. They didn't like one of the angles I used. So I definitely changed that up this year. And, you know, definitely my hamstring tie-ins need to be a little more pronounced. So, you know, let's face it, bikini is one from the back. So, you know, you got to have the nice glutes, you got to have the nice tie-ins. So I think the front of me was perfect. I just needed to work on a little bit of the back side of me. And that's usually one of my problem areas anyway. Just as a woman, women are completely different than men, and we don't have the lean genetics like men do. So we have to put a little more effort into our bottom half. And, you know, we have certain fat deposits. I know that genetically my lower half is, you know, I need to definitely work on that more. So
now that we're in 2018, what's your plans for this year?
Well, I have a really big announcement for you guys. For 2018, I will be competing at the Arnold's Amateur this year. So that's in about 5 weeks, and I'm super excited. I've kind of been keeping it under wraps, just because, you know, I've been wanting to just kind of keep it a secret for now until I get everything finalized. And, you know, we got flights booked, and it's it's ready to happen. So I'm excited.
Awesome. Well, we're excited that you're going to be on stage and hopefully bring home that pro card.
I'm hoping.
And if
Fingers
that
crossed.
happens, then you can go right into St. Louis.
That's
St. Louis Pro.
absolutely. If I definitely get my pro card at Arnold's this year, I will for sure do St. Louis as a pro. That would be, and that show is so sentimental for me anyway, just because that's where I started all my fitness stuff. And every year, like I said, I love, the sponsors, Jack and Aunt Tony. They're great. They put on a great show. You're there taking stage shots, and they turned out amazing. So,
and they give those big ass trophies away.
This is my girl. I love her. No, it was funny because whenever I stepped, or whenever I went to the show, I was telling Dom, I was like, she's coming home with me tonight. That's gonna be my date. And I kept walking past her, winking at her, and sure enough, she came home with me that night. So it was a pretty funny joke.